Oh, welcome back to an Aldridge special. If you've been following the normal story, you'll know that this is the afternoon where I finished feeding the animals and that, and I decided to come up here because John, better not BP, or by Puller Prophet, asked about this area. I've been doing a bit of research, and once I found out was that the local historian in the past, which was actually the village doctor in the days when each village seemed to have its own doctor, researched this here because it's natural, but this bit is. But if we just run along, this bit is actually man-made at the end here. If you look carefully, you can see where different strata has been added, and looks better from this side. But this apparently was down in the field there, this corner here, and I'm going to walk over it, was a burial area, or better known as a barrow. So when in the days when the Vikings came pillaging and raping through the countryside, some of the kings and the war chiefs who weren't too big in their own country came here and settled. And as they died, they were put into these massive mounds, and apparently, although we can't really tell for certain because in medieval times this was levelled off, but there was a huge barrow here. And not only Viking leaders, but also the later kings of Norfolk were laid to rest here. But it had even more interesting times in the what's so-called Dark Ages, medieval times, when this was actually a fortified area. But as you can see, if you come here, you're high, you've got natural fortifications on two sides. These trees that over here would have been cut down. You'd have had, most probably on top here, a small fort. You'd had lookouts all along the ridge, and in here you would have had your settlement. You're protected on certainly two sides, and to attack this, you're going uphill. I'll just run this way, and I'll show you what I mean. And you also got the river down there, which you protected it too. But you look here, you are having to run uphill. Trying to run uphill with armour and weapons is not easy, especially if you've got good archers sitting up here behind some rudimentary wooden defence with the arrow slits in. You are a dead duck trying to get there. There's no way through that side, it's all water. And apparently in the past, in the dim distant past, it's even worse. And if you look further over in the distance, you got more high area. This, according to the Kane, the historian, Dr. Kane, it was in the latter times a medieval settlement. They actually excavated this in the 1930s and found the outlines of buildings all the way through this area. Actually, no, I've told you before that Field 11 used to be an old settlement. Slightly later than this. Just having a drink. Slightly later on this, in a little bit more peaceful time. So it wasn't fortified, but this was very heavily fortified. But the first bit, where the story comes from, about this being Vikings, which is a hell of a time ago, when they were coming over the North Sea to attack the coast. We're a fair way inland, so they must have really wanted to get here. And now we've got a caravan site down there. Those times have changed. So it's only a little short video, this one, but just to fill in some of the details about the place. And here, actually, look here, you can see, although this is a road now, apparently this was all dug out as an actual bit of defence. If, for example, if I get past the trees, your attackers finally managed to get through here, what do they find? But a deep ditch. And this apparently was deep, was about 4 or 5 times as deep as it is now, and with spikes in the bottom. All the way along it's been filled in. Once the land started to get farmed, it had to be filled in. It was just too dangerous to leave it out. So there's your answer. This was originally a burial ground. Nothing is left of that now. That got flattened, and all the treasures taken from that in medieval time, which is a great shame. It'd be nice to know who was actually buried there. And when, say, it was cleared, then when it was made into a fortified area, and you think you also got fields there. It would have been fields all the way through. You'd have had a settlement fairly close to these defensive walls, and you'd have had fields further out. So let's take a short little video about this, and I am just trying to fill in some details for our American visitor. Well, visitor, he's near enough a regular now. But there's other places here. I know that get back to my field 11, it was semi-excavated just after the war the last time, when grandfather was about, and father, and they found where some of the buildings had been. They took all the photos and measurements and that, and we were asked not to subsoil there, which we haven't. We plough but don't subsoil anymore. And here, I'll say this has been all dug, and it's about everything found. This could be subsoiled, what I believe, except they prefer, let's get this right, I think from this bit where the side head comes in from the edge of this rock here, across to about there back, they prefer it not to be subsoiled. And one day they say they're actually going to check it right through again. So I shall just say thank you very much for watching, commenting, liking, only a short one this time, but size and everything, as I tell the wife. And it's a cheerio for now. Cheerio.